Hi, I'm Ansa. Welcome to Diplomacy, Deception, Defense Decoded. For decades, the world has measured power in cold, hard numbers: GDP, military warheads, trade deficits. The might is right doctrine has defined the international pecking order, but this week, New Delhi shattered that old mirror and held up a new one. It's called the Responsible Nations Index. And for the first time, it's not asking, how powerful are you? It is asking a far more uncomfortable question: how responsible are you? With global instability at an all-time high, wars in Europe and the Middle East, climate treaties being torn up, and trade routes weaponized, there has never been a better time to launch this index. This isn't just a ranking, it is a moral audit of the global order. You must be curious, in this new world order, who stands at the very top? And more importantly, where do the so-called superpowers fall when stripped of their economic arrogance? As you might be thinking, it is not India at rank 1. The world's most responsible nation, according to this index, is Singapore. They are followed closely by Switzerland at rank 2 and Denmark at rank 3. But here is where the story gets gripping. Where is India? India stands tall at rank 16. Now, hold your breath. Where are the giants? The United States of America, rank 66. China, rank 68. Russia, rank 96. And our neighbors, Pakistan is languishing at rank 90 and Bangladesh at rank 42. How is it possible that India outranks the US and China by over 50 spots? The answer lies in the methodology, the missing piece of the puzzle. Unlike Western reports that are often biased or obsessed with pure capitalism, this index considers responsibility as a three-legged stool. Here are the parameters that refine the RNI, the list that changes everything. Pillar 1. Internal responsibility, the domestic mirror. How does a state treat its own? This isn't just about wealth. It's about governance, social justice, and citizen well-being. While the US has wealth, its internal societal polarization and gun violence drag it down. India's focus on inclusive development, feeding 800 million people, and digital empowerment scores high here. Pillar 2. Environmental responsibility, the planet's guardian. This is where the superpowers fail miserably. This measures stewardship of natural resources and climate action. While the West industrialized by polluting for a century, nations like India are pushing for solar alliances and sustainable consumption, despite being developing economies. Pillar 3. External responsibility, the global citizen. This is the game changer. This measures a country's contribution to peace, cooperation, and global stability. Do you start wars or stop them? Do you export terror or vaccines? Do you weaponize the dollar or build consensus? The US and China lost massive points here due to aggressive foreign policies and interventionism. India's doctrine of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, the world is one family, and its role as a first responder in global crisis propelled it into the top 20. Why is this report considered neutral compared to the biased indices we see from Sweden or the US? Because it was operationalized using 58 rigid indicators drawn from the World Bank, the UN, and the World Justice Project, not subjective opinions of a few Western journalists. Launched by former President Ramnath Kovind and developed by the World Intellectual Foundation (WIF) alongside JNU and IIM Mumbai. This is India's intellectual counter-strike. For years we have been graded on exams set by the West, where the syllabus was rigid against the global South. The RNI flips the script. It tells the West, you may be rich, you may be armed, but you are irresponsible. We have to wait and watch how other countries react to this index. Will they dismiss it, or will they, for the first time, look in the mirror and see the cracks? Diplomacy is no longer just about fear. It is about trust. And in the 21st century, trust is the new currency. India at rank 16 is just the beginning. The message is clear. Power without responsibility is not leadership. It is just bullying. And the world is finally calling it out. Signing off for Diplomacy, Deception, Defense Decoded.